What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, SMARONENINE. So in today's video we are on Mudrunner, and what we're going to do in this one is just go for a trail ride, and we're going to talk about the legend that is Spun. So let's jump right into it. So the map we're on today, this is my personal map. This is Moosehead Trails, just a small little crawler trailing style of map with a lot of awesome scenery. It's available in my workshop now. Check it out if you haven't. And the mod, so the toughest part about this video was choosing a Spun mod. He has so many amazing mods. I mean, he's got an incredible lineup in his workshop currently, and this one's always been one of my favorites. So this is the K5 crawler. I took the camo version. This thing is absolutely a beast. It's one of my favorite mods that Spun has ever made. I just love it for crawling and all that kind of stuff. So let's not waste any time. Let's take a peek inside. Got the Spun name there. All kinds of cool shit. This mod is just very awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and start her up. Sounds so good. All right, well, let's go take a spin. Where do I want to go? Let's just go right down the riverbank. We'll go right around the map. All right, so yeah, I wanted to make this video and talk about Spun a little bit because he is truly one of the legends in this community. A lot of you new schoolers probably have never heard the name unless you've walked upon or discovered his workshop. He makes some of the best scout vehicles, crawler vehicles. He's old school. He comes from the old school days of spintires. So let me start this all off with a little bit of a backstory first. So I was always a console player back in the day. I never really did the whole PC thing, and my son and a couple of friends talked me into a PC way back in the day, and so I ended up buying one. I can't remember the year. That's what I'm trying to think. It was probably a year after Spintires released. So anyway, I purchased the computer and got it all hooked up and got home, and I installed Steam. I started browsing the store, and I come across a little game called Spintires, and basically the rest is history. After I discovered that game, I was hooked. But you know what the funny thing is I didn't even know the game had a workshop. I never knew about mods or nothing. I actually just played the stock version of the game, did missions and stuff, and I just happened to come across the workshop one day, and I'm like, oh shit. It made the game even that much better, you know. And funny thing is I was browsing the whole workshop, and the very first mod I ever downloaded was a Spun mod. It's the first Chevy that I found in the workshop, and I can't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was a K5. And ever since I downloaded that, I was a big fan of Spun, you know. And back in those days, he had a very active YouTube channel with Spintires, and always showing videos of upcoming mods and trail rides and all kinds of good stuff. Him and his, whoa, almost went off the bridge right there. Him and his close buddies, Nix909, Brute Terra, those guys used to do live streams a lot. Very entertaining stuff. It was really cool to be in the community at that time with them guys, because at that time they really were the top dogs in the community, you know. Always putting out the best stuff, and Spun was making the best content and all that stuff. So it was really cool to be a part of that. And then obviously Mudrunner released, and he started making new stuff and bringing old stuff to Mudrunner, which was awesome. And like I said, I was just a big fan. But so you got Nix, you got Brute, you got Spun, you got Wrenchin' Monkey come into the crew a little later on. And I remember sending these guys friend requests. well, it actually goes back a little further than that, actually, because I used to watch the live streams a lot, and I was a YouTuber myself, and I was making content, and so, you know, you get into a live stream of those guys, and if I'd say what's up or something like that, and you get a reaction from Spun or any of them guys, it was really cool that they kind of knew who you were, you know. And then I started sending out friend requests, and the first one that accepted was Wrenching Monkey, and that was awesome. It's almost like I just got a celebrity to accept my friend request, you know. You know, those guys are like the top dogs in the modding community and doing live streams and all that. So to get one of them to accept a friend request was pretty awesome, you know. And then I believe Nix accepted my friend's request, which was, you know, another level, because Nix has been around a lot longer than Wrench, and I know the name a lot more than I knew Wrench at the time, but that was really, really cool. And then I actually got Spun on my friends list, which was amazing, you know, because you know, Spun was another level because he's the guy that had the YouTube channel. He was doing all the content and live streams and stuff like that. So Spun was the one we all shot for to get on the friends list, you know. But they did all kinds of stuff, you know, live stream trail vids. They did a TTC Top Truck Challenge series, which was awesome to watch and entertaining. And just all of them as a whole were really down to earth, really good guys, you know. But yeah, so I mean, I never trail rode. I never got into any videos with those guys. Later on, I got into a couple of live streams with Runner and Spun, which was awesome. You know, I always wanted to go trailing with Spun, and I ended up getting into a trail ride video with Runner and Spun, which was really, really cool. I think the one thing I've always wanted more than anything in this game is to get Spun or Nix to build me a mod, a personalized mod. That's how big of a fan I was, but I never got that goal. And I remember when Nix built Wrenching Monkey I think it was a K10 or something like that, and I was so jealous. I was so jealous at that time. I did ask them guys all the time, hey, will you build me a mod? But they didn't do requests back then, and it's all good. You know, I never held any grudges. I get it. You know, Spun and Nix, those guys were the top dogs in the community, and if they started doing requests, they'd never get a chance to do their own stuff, you know. But oh well, what happened? You know, I can't complain, because that's how I met Forces, and we hit it off, and we kind of made each other. We kind of made each other's name, you know. I had the YouTube channel, Forces was building mods, and together we kind of made a name for ourselves, you know. And then later on, I started making maps and kind of established myself, and the rest is history, pretty much. But what I really wanted to make this video about was just remembering these old guys, you know, these old dogs that used to be in the community. And Spun's one of them guys that goes way back, and as I said, he's always been one of the cool cats in the community. And there was a time when he was one of the top dogs, and I can tell you honestly, looking through the workshop today, Spun, Nix, they still have the best mods in the workshop. You know, Wrenching Monkey still has some of the best maps in the workshop. So they might have left their mark, but it's still going strong because they still have some of the best stuff. Like this mod right here, this K5 crawler. Show me a better mod in the workshop in the last 2 years, you know? It's just crazy. This stuff has really held up over all this time. I miss those days, guys, big time. I wish Mudrunner would come back strong. I wish Spun and Nix and all them boys would come back. I wish Wrenching would stop making maps. You know, I wish Forces. I even wish guys like Invalid Redneck, Bragle. Jesus, there's so many guys to say, you know. Even Runner with his crawling maps, he had some great maps. Terminator. You know, I'll be forgetting somebody. Quasimodo. There's all kinds of old school guys that I miss in the community that I wish would come, which I wish would come back strong. You know, but I just got, the reason I wanted to make this video is because somebody just asked me the other day is, what happened to Spun? Where's Spun at? And all this, and I really don't know. If he should happen to watch this video, maybe he can comment. But the last I heard, Spun was getting out of the games. Something to do with family, maybe his son or something. He wanted to focus on just life, you know, outside of these games. But check out that flex, that looks awesome. Yeah, I think he was, you know, focusing on family and stuff, and just didn't have the time for this stuff anymore. So good for him. You know, the last thing he was doing was he was building his, which I was going to take in this video, but he was modding and building his own personal K5. I resent Spun a friend's request. I cleaned up my friend's request a while back, and I removed him for some stupid reason. Just because he weren't playing the game or he wasn't on as much anymore. I just wanted to clean up my friends list, which I should have left Spun on. You know, that was kind of stupid, but it is what it is. But yeah, so the last mod he was doing was his personal K5, and I was just curious. I wanted to ask him if he was still working on that, if he still owned it in real life, was still doing stuff on that truck. It'd be really cool to see him make a comeback, but you know, I think those days are long gone for him. He's been away so long, he probably forgot how to do it. Just gonna wench this. I don't feel like fighting with it right now. There we go. But yeah, I plan to make another video, you know, talking about all these guys. Like, I want to do one on Wrench. I want to do one on Nix. You know, just the guys, the pioneers of this community. You know, the guys who started it all. Because you know, these days there's not many. I don't want to say they're all bad mods. You know, if you mod and you're modding Mudrunner still, that's awesome because there's not many of them left. But as far as the crawling maps and stuff like that go, those don't seem to. Those are far and few. You know, very little people are still doing that kind of stuff. Most of the workshop these days is login maps and work maps, which some of them are gorgeous, some of them are awesome, but I'm not a logger. I don't play this game to do missions and log and haul and all that shit. I play to do what I'm doing right now, just crawl. Usually I have the tunes playing on the other monitor, and I'm just cruising, checking out the mod, checking out the maps and stuff like that. So, and if I'm not in my own stuff built by Forces, I am in Spun or Nix's mods all the time, and Wrenching, and Brute. I use Brute's mods too. But yeah, these guys are all legends in this community as far as I'm concerned. If you're old school like I am, you know the names, and I'm sure you guys respect them too. What's your favorite Spun mod? I'd like to hear that down in the comments. It's very hard for me to say. I would say this is one of my favorites, this K5 crawler, but another one I really like of his is I like the tank. I can't remember what that one was, the M1 tank or M108 tank, something like that. It's not an actual tank, it's a Chevy truck, but it's called the tank, and that thing is a friggin' beast. I like a couple of the Jeeps he did. Shit, I don't even think there's a mod he's built that I don't like. I remember back on Spintires, he made a hearse, a car, and it was a jacked up hearse. I tried to get Spun to build car mods for years, and he wouldn't do it after that hearse. Forces and I, you know, we got the jacked up Nova, the Monte Carlo, and all that. I really wanted to see Spun get creative and build another, because the hearse was back in his early days. I really would have liked to have seen him rebuild that with his new techniques, and because he improved a lot over the years too. I would have loved to have seen him make an updated version of that mod. It would have been pretty cool. But alright, we just circled this entire map, guys. Moosehead Trails. If you guys haven't played this map, I'd appreciate it if you check it out. If you guys got time, give the map a thumbs up. And jump into Spun's workshop, guys, and check out his mods. If you never checked out his mods, you're really missing out, because he makes the best stuff. But I think that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you in the next one.